Are we live? Yeah, I think we are. Not sure whether
Yeah, I think we're live, so.
Not sure whether the stream works, but we shall see. Okay.
Okay.
Are we on? Are we on? Yeah. Internet can see us. I don't see any chat popping out right now, but it's fine.
Checking on my other account so that we can confirm that we're live.
Yep. Anyone who can
Yes,
see
we are
this,
live right now, so.
let us know. I have no idea where the chat is. Blah blah blah. Okay, there won't be any music here. Alright, I don't see anything at the moment. I might have messed up on the stream chat. Just give me a bit.
Okay, hi. Alright. We are live right now, so the chat's all coming in as far as I can see.
Yep. I don't see any on the stream though. I think it's just never mind. It's fine.
It's okay. I'm looking at the chat, so I'll be able to clear through with everybody. So
okay, I'll do the same.
Okay.
Hi everyone, this is CVGS. I'm Dempster, and with me here is the idiot, the captain.
Yep, I'm here. Hello, everybody. So sorry for a bit of the delay. So a bit of mix-up on our end. So apologize for that. I personally apologize for all of that. So
all right. So today
we are.
Yes. Wait, who's hosting?
You host.
All right. Okay, so as promised, today we're going to do a discussion on the new things that has dropped for Vanguard for the whole of 2018, the financial year 2018. So if you guys are seeing this, please let us know. Drop us a comment to let us know that you're watching, and if you would like to be part of the conversation and discussion as well. Okay, I'm seeing the chat right now. That's perfect. So if you want to be part of this the discussion with us in voice as well, do join us on Discord. The link is in the description below, and do personally tell us that you also want to be part of this this whole chat, so we can add you in to the channel, to the voice chat. So let us start with there's actually a few things that dropped. It's actually a lot, in fact, but we will start with the order on the website. So let's start with the anime. Now, instead of having a new series, we are going to have a reboot of the first season. Yeah, first season of the whole Vanguard. In other words, we get to see the OG stuff. What are your thoughts on that, Kat?
Okay, so I do like that they're rebooting the entire series, because that gives people sort of a easier way to get into Vanguard anime or the game wise. So with the anime being rebooted, it's a nice touch, and just looking at the character designs right now, you can see that they've adopted a different style, don't you think?
Yeah, the style is exactly the same as the art direction that's used since Vanguard G Next. Initially, it came out really nice and really presentable, but as the series goes, the quality kind of dropped very, very badly. So I hope this is not the case here, because as you know, the Japanese really love to cut costs. So the animation quality became really bad. But I think this is fine for now, for a start. Yeah, so every single character from Aichi to Kote, as I'm saying right now, every single cast will return to reprise their role. So Sendo Aichi will be voiced by Yonaga Tsubasa, Kai Toshiki by Sato Takuya, Tokura Misaki by Kitaizumi, Kamui will be voiced by Ishikawa Shizuka, and then let me check the rest. Let's see. Yahagi Kyo will be voiced by Suabe Akino, I think. Suzuka Mori-ren will be voiced by Abe Atsushi. Narumi Asaka... Okay, yeah. Anyway, you should know lah. For those big-time fans.
Basically everybody, so yeah, for those big-time fans. Me personally, because Hitomi Nabafume, is it? Can't remember, it's been a while. But yeah, all the characters are all coming back. But here's the kicker that I find. The kicker is that Leon has actually been brought forward from season 2 to season 1, so he's actually making an appearance here, and he's actually using Aqua Force as we know him to use.
The same goes for Nitsusara Kenji, right?
Mr. Kenji was originally in the first season. He was there playing Dimension Police.
Oh yeah, that's right.
His team Caesar was touted as the #1 team before Team AL4 or Team Asteroid in English actually kind of like became the top guys. So Leon is the only guy that was actually brought forward from season 2 to here, right. And it's rumored that she's part of Nagisa's team, which is
along with Goki, Daimonji Goki.
Yes.
So Team Handsome will have a really handsome boy now.
Yeah, definitely have a handsome boy indeed. So.
But I would think the reason why Leon is brought forward is because they want to introduce every single clan in this very reboot. So Aqua Force is a clan that only came in season 2. and they want to bring it forward so that they can advertise the trial deck for it, the booster pack for it, and etc.
Yes, indeed. So.
Mm.
Right, and the anime will air. It will start its Japanese broadcast on May 5th, 2018, and the English English dub will come in later on in a couple of weeks or so. I think so.
Yep. And for those of you who are into Bang Dream or the game Girls Band Party, you'll be happy to know that the opening theme will be sung by Rosalia again. This time the song is called Legendary from their first album Anfang, which will be released on the 2018 2nd May. Buy for me, my birthday coming soon.
Yeah, you guys know what to do. So,
yes.
All right. So, you guys are very lively in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us and for listening to us. We'll bring you the news as well as discussing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have one question here, Bailiff Kantan. So, what do you think about the lack of clients getting support before the beginning of Premium, and is that a mistake?
The lack of clients getting support for before the beginning of Premium.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to say it. There's so many clans that are under boosted right now, especially with all the crazy power creeps. But I wouldn't say that is so much of a mistake if they are rebooting everything from now. But I feel that I think those clans that really need the boost can come in a bit earlier. Things like, okay, for example, OTT, they are getting the boost right from the very start, which is good. Because I really hope that they come back with a lot more things to play around with and not just one single card carrying the whole clan.
Yes,
but
that is
other things like Royal Paladin, Kagero, they are getting a lot right now, and I don't think they need more for Premium. But Premium is Premium. It's like the modern format, right? Or something like that in Magic. So that one, anything goes. Honestly, I could care less about Premium right now. But the standard format is pretty okay. It's just that they should have introduced the standard format only after every single clan has been boosted, and that excludes Token Rambu. Because Token Rambu is weird.
Yeah, Token Rambu is weird, and honestly, not to write on those people that actually enjoy playing Token Rambu. Token Rambu is a fine clan, and they came up with some pretty good cards that makes the game interesting. But I do hope that they will not continue to support Token Rambu because it just doesn't make sense for them to do so.
Exactly.
And I think business-wise, I don't think it's as lucrative as I believe it's supposed to be, because the attempt to bring in more female players into Vanguard didn't pan out as well, in my personal opinion. Also,
I don't think it's just the female fans. It's more of fans who are Token Rambu fans. They really couldn't care less. It's like playing two completely different games and then claiming that one of them is related. It just feels like that. Token Rambu, okay, I have to say, it is a pretty strong clan. It's got really sustainable stuff. But if you're going to keep boosting it for the sake of boosting because everyone else is getting a boost, I say stop. It should just stay as a collaboration and end it at that.
Most definitely, I agree on that part. So I do believe that they will not, as long as they have the partnership, they will not stop. But I personally think that it's not working out as well as they believe it to be. So, but while we're on the topic of boosting, right, let's go straight into the information that we got from the trading card game information. So
before that, we actually have a few more news that we didn't really talk about for the anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then go
so
ahead.
Before that, we mentioned that the opening theme will be sung by Rosalia. The ending theme is very special because this will be sung by Yonaga Tsubasa and Kai Toshiki and Sato Takuya themselves. IG and Kai are going to be singing the ending for this new reboot. The song title is called "Gift from the Fight," and it will also be released on the 2nd of May this year. So for those of you who are fans of them, go ahead and get their CDs. I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
I would like make jokes about it, but if you actually have heard the character songs that they've released like long time ago for all the Q4 characters, for Kai and for IG, they actually were really well done. So
yep.
So it's really, you can't really make jokes about that. So
sorry, to me this the best is still Misaki. Anyway.
Yeah.
Would you like to say the same for Kamui? Stand up.
Not okay. Kamui maybe not so lah, but I have to say that the Kai's was surprisingly good. So
yeah,
if
it is.
you haven't
It is
heard
pretty
it,
good.
then
yes.
you should go ahead.
You
If
all
you haven't
loved
heard
it.
you should go hear it also.
Okay, so this one it's not really, it doesn't really concern much of for us because this one details all the the airing times in Japan, like for Tokyo MX, Sun Telebi, KBS Kyoto, BS11 Telebi IG, and Telebi Kanagawa. But the more important thing is that it will be on YouTube. The first episode will premiere on the 5th of May. At every Saturday at what the hell is a 2400?
2400 midnight, I guess. So
Yep, so the midnight of every Saturday, they'll be airing a new episode. So you can be sure when you can get to watch it. It's not like currently where I think it's 10 o'clock for us in Singapore. A new episode will come out for Vanguard G next, or Vanguard GZ, whatever. But
definitely.
Yeah.
Sushi Stress says that you should do a cover.
If it's a male song, yeah, I probably can. Let's see whether there's an instrumental.
If
there's an instrumental for it, I can sing it. Yeah. Okay.
Kenny Chen says, "What about Misaki? Is she hotter?" I have to ask you straight.
Yes, she is. She looks cuter for sure. She doesn't have that deadpan face that wants to smack you in the face anymore. She just looks very attractive now, and oh my god, I'm dying just by seeing her. Okay, I'm gonna close this. She looks very beautiful now.
Wow.
I have to say, the new art direction gives her a more. She's not as mature as before, but at the same time, she looks a lot more sophisticated. But that's her charm, you see. She's a lot more beautiful that way. How about Kamui?
Right.
Is his hair spiky now?
It's been the same throughout the whole thing, so it's fine. The only thing I care about Kamui is the cards that he plays, which includes Perfect Riser.
Yes, he's finally back. Oh, and just one thing that you guys should know. This new Vanguard reboot will follow the manga, so you can expect to see deleter support very, very fast.
Yes,
Just
for
saying.
those that are crying for deleters, yeah, you're most likely going to see that coming out soon. But okay, is there anything else about the anime you need to inform people about?
Nope, that is all. So we can move on to the next part now.
All right, so next part that we have here is actually the information for the trading card game, which is what we are here to discuss more and more about. If on the information that's given to us by the English Cardfight Vanguard website, the official one, to all 24 clans will be continued, so there will be no discontinued clans, and
Except
there's
for
going to be
Tokirambu.
at least one new release, except for Tokirambu, at least one new release every year. So that's the first point. The second point, which is the kind of an important part, is that each clan will now contain one of 3 attributes. So the 3 different attributes they are introducing into Vanguard come May is Excel, Force, and Protect.
Yep.
Now, Excel clans that are of the Excel attribute, they excel in offensive strategy, such as aggressive attacks or continuous attacks. Force is actually a attribute that is balanced in both offense and defensive, and they said that both Royal Party and Kagero are actually Force attribute clans.
Yeah,
And
which makes sense as well, actually, but we'll come to that later.
Yeah, we'll come to that later. So the last attribute that's being introduced is Protect attribute. So it's a defensive strategy like an impenetrable fortress. We go straight into details on that, but basically what I described, those 3 are actually the new gameplay known as Imaginary Gift.
Yep.
Yeah, so when you ride a unit with the gift icon, then you receive the power of blessing from your G units. So they're actually
Your units, actually, not
gift
units.
markers. Unit, sorry. I'm used to the G era, I guess. But yes, in terms of the imaginary gift, they're actually physical cards that actually will give you in the new products that's coming out, and they're actually cards that goes into like your G zone or where your G zone is supposed to be.
Yes.
And whenever you ride to a unit with the gift icon, you can actually fetch one of those gifts into your hand and add it to your hand or put it in play as and where it denotes that it should be.
Yep.
So Devs, you want to explain the exactly what the Excel, Force, and Protect stuff does?
Okay, sure. Excel is, like Cap said, this is an offensive one. So this gift gives you an additional front row rearguard circle that cannot be boosted apart from your current circles, and that circle gains 10k power during your turn. So you get an additional unit to attack with, and on top of that, it already gains a passive 10k base, 10k during your turn. So this one promotes more aggressive gameplay, as well as pure beat down for high power. So I think this is pretty good, I feel. And certain clans have that kind of thing, and it's annoying from what I can foresee. And speaking of Force, sorry about that was so bad. We move on to Force. Force, instead of gaining an additional one, this gift card allows you to place this card onto a Vanguard or Rearguard circle as a marker. So any unit in that circle will get plus 10k during your turn. If there are 2 markers, you get 20k power. That is pretty good. But that's basically what it does. Now, for Protect, instead of putting anywhere, this goes straight to your hand and it functions like a perfect guard. So by playing this card, I think onto the Guardian Circle. Yeah, when you play this card and then you discard a card from your hand, you gain. It's like having the 5th PG. So
yes,
yeah,
indeed,
so this shuts down anything that's force or axle. Like, oh, you plus 20k to your units, cool, protect. You can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, so but it is a PG that opponents will know is coming, so they can actually plan the strategies according to how to draw out that PG and how to get stuff out of the way. So.
Not only that, protect is only good for one usage, whereas excel and force stays on the field as long as the game stands. So you have to really decide when to use this 5th PG. If you're running out or you really need to gut a high attack or whatever attack that you cannot afford to get hit with. So defensive wise, it promotes a lot more thinking, a lot more strategy. It's not just something you can just throw out and then, oh looky, I can protect myself. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, indeed. So to answer a quick question, why no live cam? Is because we couldn't really get the live cam working for both of us. So so that's why you're stuck with seeing the plain background with just our voices. And so we hope that this will suffice for now. So but basically we can get conversation going soon as we deliver the news straight to you guys. So
yep. All right, Bayleaf Katan asks, how much do you think this is the balance of the game if affected by the new 10k boost trigger rule? Well, this is what we are going to go with next. The triggers are now increased to 10k power. Why? It's because they want to promote a faster game, which I feel is okay, but at the same time, there's problems that we get to that later. So, all the triggers will get plus 10k. Their effects will still stay the same. Critical trigger gives you 1 critical. Draw trigger lets you draw a card. Heal trigger lets you heal 1 damage if your damage zone has equal or more than your opponent. Now, what is different is that there will no longer be stand triggers, but instead will be replaced by something called a front trigger. Now, front trigger gives 10k to all your units in the front row.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's an automatic give 10k to all units in the front row. You don't choose a unit to give 10k to, because there were people that asked questions about how would this work with Ultima in a premium format. In this case, it will actually not be effective for Ultima because you don't actually choose a unit to give the trigger to.
Yes.
So Ultima skill won't be able to pop off if you do it that way.
Correct. Why they are no longer promoting stand triggers is way beyond me. I'm pretty sure they have their own business reasons for that. But front trigger, I feel is okay. At the same time, it's gonna cause a lot of problems. Because the current way that we teach new Vanguard players will be attack with one side first, then attack with the Vanguard, then any triggers you get, pump to the right side or the other side. But with front trigger, you have to either attack with the Vanguard first, or you make sure you can restand any of your rear guards before your Vanguard attacks. Which I think currently Nova Grappler has the best deal for that.
Not only Nova Grappler, but also Aqua Force as well. So
Aqua Force, yeah, that's true.
For sure, indeed. And in my opinion, right, putting in the front triggers might actually discourage players from actually playing a full 12 critical deck. Deck, so
that is true.
It discourages them from having to put in 12 criticals because it's the easiest way to do it. But sometimes you have to consider the front triggers capabilities in that regard. So
I'm starting to see a lot of players might be playing either 8 criticals, 4 front triggers, or I don't know, 8 front, 4 crits, whichever.
Yeah. Put it this way, say for Aqua Force deck in as we know it right now with the front triggers in place right now. One side is Magnum Assault, the other side maybe Tidal Assault. You can attack with Magnum Assault, you activate his skill, he withstands, and then after that you attack with Vanguard, you get the +5 row, plus 10k to the front row with the front trigger. Magnum Assault becomes much more difficult to guard, especially with the more front triggers that you check.
Well, that's true, but that's only for the premium standard ruling. The standard ruling will not work on this. But hey, who am I trying to kid?
Yeah, so we have to adopt a wait and see for this, because we have to really know whether if they are really as good as they are trying to promote it, or as useless as everybody else is thinking them they might be. So.
And speaking of promotion, of course, coming with this new series will be 2 trial decks. So these 2 trial decks titled VTD01 and 02 will be literally the first 2 trial decks in the whole of Vanguard. One trial deck for IG and the other one for Kai. So obviously IG's one will feature Blaster Blade as the main, and Kai's one will feature Dragonic Overlord. So obviously the clans will be Royal Paladin and Kagero. There will be 14 card types, all with new. What is the card kiss?
No idea what the card case is.
Card kek. So there'll be 53 cards in total, 50 cards and 3 gift Mars. Wow, they really need to retype everything. I would say gift markers. So 3 gift markers, one copy of each 4 types of triple R's included. I'm guessing that would be Blaster Blade and Dragonic Overlord respectively. So the contents will be as such: pre-constructed 50 card deck, paper playmat, first guide, and 3 gift markers. Very simple because there's really not much for this. And the release date for English one will be on June 8, 2018, and for Japanese players will be 11th May on a Friday.
Yes.
So you can expect to buy this very, very quickly. Yep.
Yeah.
So now, yep.
Kenny Chen says that they should make a Morikawa TD. I have to ask you this question: are you certain that you want that? Because Morikawa in the manga plays Spike Brothers,
and he's very good at it.
Certain you want a and he's actually a very, very good player. Are you certain you want a Morikawa TD?
Yeah. If you're talking about the anime one, yeah, that is a joke because like half of the deck will be grade 3s. But in the manga, he plays a really competent deck, a very well built Spike Brothers deck, no less, and he's super strong. I don't think. I mean, in a business standpoint, it would be good, but I don't think this is what you guys would want to see. Can you imagine the whole meta scene being taken over by Sprite Brothers just because someone had a great idea of creating a Morikawa Troll deck? I'm not prepared for that.
Yes. Be careful, as they say, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. So
yes. Okay. Before we move on, Nazif asks, stand trigger, is it legal? Technically it is legal, but only in the premium standard. For standard, stand triggers are no longer in play, so you cannot play stand triggers anymore. Which means every turn will have only 3 attacks unless stated otherwise by skill tags or whatever. So yeah, you gotta consider.
Yes, so you have to consider which format they actually want to play, whether it's standard with the new stuff or you want to go into premium for a bit more of a challenge. If you're used to the game, then yes.
Correct. Alright, so moving on, the trial decks will contain, this is something that's actually very special because it was never in the previous trial decks. But for Aichi and Kai's trial decks, they'll include 4 copies of their aces, 4 Blaster Blade and 4 Dragon Overlord, with one of them being a triple rare print. For Blaster Blade, we want it on the stairs, and for Dragon Overlord is the Super Dark Energy one. Both drawn by Ito Akira Sensei himself, and the alternate arts, I have no idea how to read that, but Dragon Overlord is drawn by Daisuke Izuka. Blaster Blade is drawn by Ito. I don't know how to read it. I'm sorry, but yeah, he's another artist. Yeah. Anyway, not only that, the grade 3s, they announced Alfred Early's skill, not Dragon Overlord's one yet. But Alfred Early has this interesting skill when it displays on Vanguard Circle by paying the cost of Counter Blast 1. You can call up to 1 Blaster Blade from your hand or soul to Vanguard Circle. It gets 10k until end of turn. If you called, then you draw 1.
Yes.
One thing you need to take note of is that they have rephrased the skill tags, so it is no longer when this card is placed on something you may pay the cost, which is the something earlier than that. If you do blah 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 blah, they are following a little, and don't mind me for referencing this, closer to Battle Spirits, in a sense that by doing something you get something. It's easier to understand, but at the same time it will be a bit harder for us to translate. So I may take some time. Forgive me if I take a while, but I'm trying to get used to it as well. In fact, all of us are. It's going to be confusing, but I think it'll be fine.
Indeed, and also with the rephrase text, not only does it say ink, hint hint, wink wink, nudge nudge.
What?
But also they're also introducing new icons for their Counter Blast, Soul Blast, Counter Charge, and Soul Charge as well.
Yes.
So they're gonna be using a different look. So it's a new iconography that you have to remember and see that, oh, this means Counter Blast or this means Soul Blast, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, for Japanese players, this is a bit of a problem because their Counter Blast and Counter Charge looks almost similar from what I see. I might be wrong on that, but wait, let me just check. For Counter Blast, okay, yeah, it looks very similar right now. With the difference being only the chevrons will be pointing outwards for Blast and inwards for Charge. And Blast have, the background for the Blast is colored in, while Charge is white. I'm not too sure why they came out with this. I think it's a little more easier to understand, as well as to it has a more, how should I say, more uniform design when it comes to printing for skill text. Which, if you ask me, it's an okay thing. But outside of Japan, you know, if you're a non-Japanese player and you're playing Japanese cards, this is going to be a problem and something that you have to learn to overcome. It forces you to learn Japanese, basically.
Even if comment here says Cap should make a video about Morikawa TD if it comes out, it will never come out. I assure you of that. So
I foresee that it doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
If they do, Spike Brothers will already have a trial deck on the day the booster is released.
Yeah, then Spike Brothers will become meta forever.
All right, one last information about a trial deck release. Randomly inserted to be a trial decks would be the Ito Akira Hot Stem gift marker, as well as the Hot Stem for Blaster Blade and Dragonic Overlord. So if you get it, good for you. I think it's gonna be very nice. But if not, it's fine. You can still play the deck. Don't worry. It's not like the whole Hot Stem is gonna affect everything. Okay, let us move on to the next part. Unite Team Q4. This is the name for the very first VBT01. And the clans boosted will be Royal Paladin, Kagero, Oracle Think Tank, and Nova Grappler. The original Q4 team is back. How do you feel?
Yes. What I feel more is that it's no longer 8 clans being boosted in one BT. It's actually now half of that, which is 4 clans.
Yes. And from what we are seeing so far in the timeline, not one single clan is boosted a few times in a few months. It's not repeated.
Yes.
Most of them are like new clans coming in here and there, which is good, I feel.
Yeah.
But that also poses a challenge for Bushiroad. It means that every boost they make must count. I don't know how they're gonna do that, honestly.
We will see whether they'll make every boost count. So but I have talked before in like with some of the other regards on our CVGS, our Discord as well. I've expressed that the way that they need to do boostings for their clans, or 24 clans, is that no clan should be boosted more than 4 times at once, because I've argued this many times, and I've made my statement across, is that I want to see them actually follow through with this once a year thing. And each clan, at least if they do repeat the clan that has a boost again, at least let it have enough of a length. Like 4 months is a good time for Royal Paladin, Kagero, Oracle Think Tank, and Nova Grappler to be reboosted one more time. So come September for Japanese, October in English. If Royal Paladin, Kagero, Oracle Think Tank, Nova Grappler, they all will get boosted to that, it's fine by me. So, but most importantly, the boost has to make sense.
Now, moving on to the boost, the card types, there will be a total of 84 in this new VBT01. There will be 4 types of V rare. Oh, that's a new one. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
4 types of triple rare, 8 types of double rare, 12 types of rare, and 17 commons. So 43 types in total. And there will be something called 4SVR, I think. Oh,
yes,
wait, sorry.
Rare, so.
My bad, yeah, Vanguard rare. So 4 types. Okay, let me rephrase this, alright? 4 Vanguard rares, 8 triple rares, 12 double rares, 17 rares, and 43 commons. My bad. So yeah, special secret Vanguard rares. There'll be 4 types of parallels. I'm guessing this is for Alfred, Dragonic Overlord, Ashura Kaiser, and Amaterasu. So, of course, there are 4 different types of SP as well. I'm guessing it will be the same for the Vanguards too. 4 types of secret rares, obviously for the same things. And 1 image rare. Now, I'm not too sure what exactly this is, but I'm guessing this is for the imaginary gifts. Something special.
Yeah, actually, you might be right on that. So, yeah, I think these are the imaginary gift counters. So they actually have their own high rarity for collectors.
I wouldn't say high quality, because this is quite a mandatory thing. So I will guess that it's for it will probably be either a rare or a common. It must not be a double rare or above, because even though it makes sense on a business standpoint, you get your people to buy as many boxes just so that they can get what they need and not want. But it also poses the same problem. People might just shy away from it because for this very reason, they might not get what they need.
Yes.
So I would hope to say that rare or common for the imaginary cards.
And as far as I understand, right, with the news that was delivered by our very own senpai Different Fight himself, because he did a video covering the information. It seems to me that there is no such thing as a card who is only available in certain rarities. So like your GRs, your ZRs, there will no longer be any cards that will be available only in those rarities. So all these secret rares, image right rares, Vanguard rares, and special rares, they all are cards that's in there which you can get a common print of. It follows similar to Buddy Fight along with the Buddy rares in terms of that. So
yep, correct. Okay, so the product specification are as follows. There will be 7 cards in one pack, 16 packs in one case, and there will be at least 2 rares in each pack. So they are following the same format as before. Hopefully the rarity distribution will be a bit better now, I hope. And the release date for the Japanese one is on 25th May 2018, and for English, 22nd June 2018.
Right.
Yep. Okay, extremely image right rare. Okay, I'm wrong. Secret rare will be a character gift marker. Okay, origin what the hell is an origin rare? All right, whatever.
Okay,
I don't really care.
according to Different Fight, right, the origin rare is actually a like say you take Blaster Blade.
Right. The
Blaster
old
Blade
art
has the new skill that's it's the old art with the brand new skill and the card frame. That's the origin rares.
Okay, I can
so
go with
it's
that.
basically like, say if Blaster Blade is in this set that you can pick it up. It's the same skill. It's just the highest rarity you can get of that version of the card.
I see. Okay, that's
Pretty
interesting.
much that's it. So yeah, pretty much that's it. So also down the list also they released the release schedule.
Yep.
So in May for Japanese and June in English, they released the trial decks for Sendo Aichi and Kai Toshiki, Royal Party and Kagero. That's in May, June, and also the clan booster as well for Royal Party, Kagero, Orgo Think Tank, and Nova Grappler, what we just mentioned.
Yep.
Now, the following month onwards, they're actually going to be boosting different clans. It's an extra booster for Spike Brothers, Tachikaze, and Mega Colony. Now, take note that this is actually an extra booster. And Debs, I need to ask you, how do you feel about the boosting spread in the extra boosters that we received thus far?
Extra boosters, I think they are okay with the only problem that they are very rarely boosted because they are not so they are mostly of clans that are not so popular, I would guess. So this extra booster, hopefully they'll do something different in here, but I wouldn't know until we actually see it. Now, looking at the timeline, right, I actually can see this making sense because Spike Brothers, as we mentioned, is going to be played by Morikawa. Tachikaze is going to be played by Izaki. Mega Colony is the issue here. I'm not too sure who's going to play it. But looking through the list, I'm going to make a wild guess. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it is Yahagi Kyo that's going to play Mega Colony.
Oh yeah, because Yahagi Kyo, I think he played Mega Colony, I think.
I'm not too sure. I need to go and read the manga again to find out. I forgot everything.
Yeah, we need to reread the manga for that. So, but if it's not him, then I can imagine Osamu actually coming back as the Mega Colony player. Like
I
in
wouldn't
the anime.
say so because Osamu never appeared in the manga so far as I remember.
That is true.
If you're going by this line, then it's either Yahagi Kyo or someone else. But we'll leave the speculations for later. This is all that we have for now. The following month, there'll be a trial deck for Aqua Force, which Leon will be appearing in. Which I haven't seen him in the manga yet, god damn it. As well as the extra boosters for Aqua Force, Grand Blue, and Dimension Police. So
Goki's
and
deck along with
Mitsu-san.
That's all.
And the following month will be the AL4 and a bit of extras, with Shadow Paladin receiving a trial deck and a boost, along with Dark Irregulars, Pale Moon, and Murakumo. So you can now see the Psycholia is finally coming back again, with Shin playing a more prominent role with Murakumo. Shinjo Tetsu playing Dark Irregulars. I'm guessing still Vampire will be back. Narumi Asaka with Pale Moon, and Ren as Shadow Paladin.
According to Shadow Cutter on our chat, manga only character is Mega. Kyo actually plays Murakumo. He doesn't play.
Okay, then my bad. Yeah, then in that case it makes a lot more sense because this month he's playing. This month, for the month that this booster comes out, it will be for AR4.
Yes, so the booster pack will most likely be called AR4's a Team AR4 or Team Asteroid in English. So.
All right, yeah. Sorry, why did I say all right too? Yeah, correct.
I don't know.
But that begs the question, who will be playing Mega Colony?
Yeah, I don't remember who played Mega Colony back then. So
I don't remember as well, but it'll be funny if Nagisa plays Mega Colony.
yeah,
Nah, obviously not. She'll
I
be following Kamui and playing Nova Grappler.
Nova Grappler indeed. So I
Uh-huh.
agree. I think she might play. Oh no, she wouldn't play Risers. I think she will end up picking up Ashura Kaiser after Kamui moves to using Perfect Riser in the anime like he did. So
Yeah, correct. So, yeah lah, that's all I can say lah. Oh, Ryo paid Yahagi. Ryo, who's Ryo?
I think it's a manga only character. So
Oh, okay. If that case, then yeah, it might be him that has not been announced yet, but it's fine. More details will come in later. So that concludes the product information. We'll now move on to the more important thing, which is tournament regulations. So there are
yes.
two different kinds of regulations. The first one being the standard. In standard, only new cards from the new series can be used. So anything before the reboot cannot be used. So no knowledge of new old cards is needed, no purchase is needed, and cards you already own cannot be used. Now for premium, every single card can be used, including the old and new. You can build a lot more with this, but the only problem is that according to Bushiroad, it's a very steep learning curve for beginners. And by that I mean you're gonna face Gear Chronicle everywhere all over again.
Well, not really to that certain extent because Game Chronicle doesn't have any stuff that's out there. But say for like in the first month, Kagero, Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, and Nova Grappler, all those are actually have pretty strong decks at the moment, and just pretty much playing premium means that you can use the cards from those sets to be incorporated into your current deck as it is right now. So that's what it means to play premium. So
Correct. So there will be a transition period to make sure that there is a smooth transition to the new regulations. So for March, April, and May, which is what we are currently in, is still the current regulation, but starting from June, G format will be all the way until October, and it's also the start of the standard regulation. And until November is where we transit from G format to premium format. So it's a lot different right now. Standard will go all the way until 2019, I think. It'll go all the way. It'll go all the way until this season ends. And for official sanctioned tournaments, like official Bushiroad tournaments and things like that, the same thing goes. GZ products until May for current regulation, and then starting from there, it's pretty much the same thing. No difference at all.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, so with G format being still one of the tournament standards, so basically you can use the new stuff with G format. So it applies for clans like Dark Irregulars and all the other stuff that was boosted in the previous sets from the GZ series. So
correct. And for monthly shop tournaments, it's still there. There'll be 3 different formats now. So there'll be 4 times a month. 4 G format, 2 premium, and 4 standards. But after June, starting from November, there'll be no more G format. Instead, there's going to be 4 premium and 4 standards. So you have to prepare your deck specifically for this transition so that you won't screw yourself over.
Indeed. So Shizaku points out the Mega Colony user in the manga is named Kawanami Minami.
Kawanami Minami.
Yeah.
Let me do my Sombra thing now.
Yeah, while he does this Sombra thing, are there competitions for premium? Yes.
Okay, I remember this guy now.
Yeah, as we have mentioned, these are all the information that we're talking about for the official tournaments.
Yes.
That will be held in all shops and also part of Bushiroad Spring Fest and all the other official tournaments that's going on right now. So.
Yep. From March to June in 19 locations worldwide will be Bushiroad Spring Fest. For us, it's gonna be next week. Next week, in fact, 24th and 25th, right?
24th,
yes,
25th.
correct.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're in Singapore, Spring Fest will happen next week. Hopefully we see you there. I'm not sure if I'll be there, but we shall see. I'm not sure if Kat will be there. Indeed. Yeah, but Bushiroad Championship Series, the regional circuits will be from August to December 2018. Both standard and premium qualifies players for the World Finals. Separate World Finals will be for both formats will be held. And I'm not too sure whether this will be in Singapore or any other of your countries, but there will be demo caravan in 300 locations worldwide starting from June. So if you join this demo caravan, you can receive a free deck, which I believe will be the half deck that they made, I think, with Crested Dragon and Star Drive Dragon, I think.
Yes.
I would guess that's the case. So yeah. Okay, so that's about it for this information.
So that's all the information that's related to the trading card game and the anime so far. So then, what do you think about everything thus far?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to just point out that GZ is a disappointment. It's a huge mistake. I might do a video about it, I'm not too sure, but hey, you know, why not? I just might. But I think this reboot is it's okay. It's a step in the right direction, I feel, because there's so many things that they need to revamp in the game. For the past 2 years, I think. 2-3 years. They have been making mistake after mistake, and there is no way to fix them because of how their policy is. They never errata old cards. They don't do they don't do anything to fix their problems. So I think this reboot is a breath of fresh air, even though it's nothing new. But with these new mechanics and stuff, I hope that it takes a step in the right direction. I hope they don't repeat the same mistake ever again, because it's the 6th year of Vanguard. Like, come on, wake the hell up.
Since going to 7 years, there's a lot of lessons that you guys have to learn. If you want the game to improve, to bring in more people, then you really have got to make sure that your game fundamentally is fun and your boost makes sense. That's really much my only gripe with Vanguard right now, is that the boost does not make sense at all. So.
Correct.
Also, W Slasher is in the chat right now, and it turns out Bushido Japan is actually doing a Q&A on the stream, answering some concerns.
No, we are not. We are not being sponsored by Bushido to do this. Honestly speaking, I hope they do.
Yeah,
but
this just happens to be a stream that currently going on with another stream at the moment. So
yeah, so screw them. Anyway, all right. Just a few more tidbits, a few more extra infos before we get to the ruling changes.
Yes.
There will be an anime confirmed for the Bermuda Triangle. I really don't know why they do that, but I hope to see new stuff, and not just you know, Saya going Mew and all that shit. I hope to see a new character that uses Chocho. Chocho needs to appear in the game, in the anime, I feel.
Is that your take on it? Like it's basically just a group of people just playing Bermuda Triangle Clan? Because the way I see it, right, Bermuda Triangle animation means that it's the mermaids themselves that are getting the anime.
If that's the case, then even better, because I would really love to see what their daily lives are. Bermuda Triangle no Nichijo. Ow!
It's basically Love Life Bermuda Triangle.
Oh
you
god!
could say that. So.
Please, you know, this is gonna be stupid because it gives them even more excuse to release like albums because of Bermuda Triangle. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm gonna buy the Prism album. I'm gonna buy the Duo album. I'm gonna buy the Chocho album. Like, for freak's sake!
Yeah,
Stop.
It's crazy, but it actually makes sense. I mean, Bermuda Triangle is actually very profitable in terms of their sales. Every year they only boost 1 year, but it's like one of the most profitable sales. It's pretty much their biggest cash cow that they have for Vanguard. So for them to come up with the anime and then turn it into an idol-based anime group, that actually would drive up sales and interest as well into Bushido for their products.
It might, but don't forget this. They already have Love Live and now even Bang Dream under the belt. You think they can do as well for Bermuda Triangle? I doubt so.
Well,
they are running out of people in Hibiki already, I swear.
Yeah, they are running out of people in Hibiki, I agree. To the point where my Hibiki, I think, also rented out like 2 of their voice actors for Pop Team Epic.
No, I think it's just the Pop Team Epic people going like, we need these 2 people now. If you guys don't know what we are talking about the 10th episode for Pop Team Epic, where Mimori Suzuko voiced Popuko and Tokui Sora voicing Bibiko, right? Was it the other
Sora Tokui voiced Popko.
Yeah.
It's voiced by
Mimori Suzuko.
Mimori, so.
Good lord.
I mean, you drew the fan art of Pipi Misaki, right? So
that was because I got challenged to do so.
We got challenged to do so, but that ended up looking better than anticipated. And especially considering it came off of the hype that Suzuko Mimori was actually voicing Pipimi in Pop Team Epic.
So what? I'm gonna predict that Tokura Misaki is gonna voice her. Kita Izumi is gonna voice her too. This is the one thing I do not want to come true.
Will Aqua Force be broken from the new triggers Tidal plus 19k boy? Not really broken, because they have to restand in order to keep that power. So, and Tidal Assault minus 5k every time you restand it. So
they can't even restand anyway. They will get restand once because of his own skill, but no stand triggers anymore unless you're playing premium standard, which is okay. Cool.
Yeah, indeed. So, what about my Chrono Jet? Chrono Jet will come later on, and he'll most likely be rebooted rather than they give support for Chrono Jets also.
I won't say they rebooted, but they might incorporate G into the Vanguard reboot. I'm not too sure how they're gonna do that, but it's gonna be interesting because the manga is in a completely different tangent, and I'm really excited to see how those two timelines will come together.
W Session says that the Abushi Japan ended their stream, so
come watch ours.
Everybody to come to our server. So
yes,
because
please.
we're doing a good discussion, so
yes,
and we'll discuss with you guys in the chat as well. Because right now we're just bringing you guys the news, and then we'll talk about the new rulings very, very, very soon. So
yep. Okay, one last bit of information. This is very interesting and one I did not see coming for a while.
There will be see it coming.
Why? Because there will be a mobile game for Vanguard that is not Cray Wars. Thank God. Thank Messiah. Speaking of Messiah,
not Cray Wars and not Cray Wars and not the bullshit thing that Lucky Logic came out.
Yeah, but it's called Vanguard Duel Link. No, just kidding. It's Vanguard Zero, and it will be released for Japanese version in winter 2018, so end of this year. End of this year, so you can expect to see it very soon. English version is confirmed and will be out later. I'm guessing it's the same as how Duel Links is going to do their releases. And speaking of Duel Links, I'm looking at the screenshot for Vanguard Zero right now, and it looks largely similar to it, with the design and everything. I'm not too sure whether this is created by the same people who did Duel Links, but I'm inclined to think that it is, because this is too much of a coincidence, I feel.
Yes. Also need to let you know, Dempster, Aegis Mark 2 is actually here. He's one of the random VenTubers, so yeah, he also just joined our server. If you want to come into the chat and join the conversation, go ahead and join one of the voice chats, and then we'll bring you in. For everybody else, you guys can also do the same. So be sure to join our Discord server, and eventually we'll start bringing you guys in, and then we can actually do a full-blown conversation about it also.
Yes, correct. So going back to Vanguard Zero, just before we move on to the rulings, one thing to take note is that you can play through the storyline. I'm guessing it's the same as the anime, and you can fight against rivals anytime. So yeah, this is Duel Links with a story, but with Vanguard.
Yes, but with Vanguard also. But basically, this is where our money for Cardfight Online went to. If there was any money that we put it in the first place.
Did we? I don't think so.
No, we didn't put any money in at all. So.
Yeah.
That's why it's Vanguard Zero, not Vanguard how many billion.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, guys. Okay, with that out of the way, let us move on to the main rulings, which I will be pulling out from the Japanese website. So we've already mentioned everything. Excel, Force, and Protect. Now, they've already released some clans that will belong to these respective types. So under Excel will be Nova Grappler, Tachikaze, Aqua Force, Pale Moon, and Murakumo. Which makes a lot of sense, especially the first one. God damn it.
Yes.
Sorry. Yep. Okay, yeah. With 3 being mystery, but I can sort of guess what they are already. And for Force, since all.
No, I was just gonna say that the question marks are all the clans that haven't been announced released yet.
Yes.
Now say like Go Paladin, Gear Chronicle, and some of the others that are slipping in my mind right now. So yeah.
Now for Force, some of the clans announced are Royal Paladin, Kagero, Spike Brothers, Dimension Police, and Shadow Paladin. I can really guess what the others are. I'm guessing Gear Chronicle will be in Force also, because it makes sense for them to be Excel or Protect.
It also makes sense for Dimension Police to be in there, considering what Force does, which is make a circle plus 10k more. So imagine just put it underneath your Vanguard. Achieving burst is going to be so much more easier to do.
What burst?
Well, burst in the premium standard. So just imagine a Commander Laurel D that's actually worth a guard.
Oh my god. It's so easy it's a lot easier to kick off his skill now.
I guess you can just get into random voice chat, I'll put you in. So
yep. Okay, and lastly for Protect, obviously Oracle Think Tank was going to be in there, but not only that, Mega Colony, Grand Blue, and Dark Irregulars as well. I'm guessing Genesis will be in here too. No, Genesis might be in either Force or Protect.
Not certain of that. We really have to adopt a wait and see as well.
Yeah, but this is what I can think of right now.
Yeah. Rem asking whatever happened to the rumor about the new clan universe. Also, fun fact, Aegis just joined us. Aegis Mark 2 is here as well. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Yes, so I'll pose the question to you as well. Whatever happened to the rumor about the new clan universe?
What? What universe?
Oh, okay. Basically, there was a rumor before all of this.
Oh,
It basically there was a clan rumored to be coming out, a new clan called Unionverse.
oh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
So
the mega one, right? Someone become a unit, something like that.
yeah. So it's basically a new clan. There was a fan picture that was made up with a female character, and then another Vanguard. It's called so.
Oh, oh, that one.
Yeah.
I think I heard a little bit of it just by like seeing some people posting about some pictures.
I see.
Oh, it's only exclusive to Vanguard Shooting Star and another Vanguard Star Road Asuka.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
might create it because if they want to make the manga canon as well, because I think they did the same. They sort of did the same, like having a spin-off manga for Swordsman of Light.
True.
Yeah, so they might or might not do it, but if Unionverse really comes out as a new clan for Stargate, I think it's an interesting addition to the whole thing. You know, at least anything's better than talking Rambo. I swear to God.
Yeah, it is but I'll pose a question to both of you guys, because I'm very against them creating another new clan because they haven't been able to take care of all 24 clans evenly. So what do you guys think of them introducing a new clan like down the line? So
Aegis, why don't you go first?
Well, with now we can see the schedule on the new set. The booster mainly just put like 4 clans in there, and they need to fit 24 clans in a year. So if they add more, I don't think they can actually catch up or give like enough support to everyone.
Yeah, I do
indeed.
agree with that. Not only that, they have to design an extra new clan with all the characteristics and combos and all. I'm pretty sure they outsource this to other companies out there like Yuhoro, but that's not the point. The main point being that they now have to manage an extra new clan, and that's gonna be hard for them in a business standpoint too.
Yeah.
yeah, Debs, you read the manga, right? Which part of the manga is different from the anime?
From the very start. Okay,
From the very
I would say the start is like almost the same. The very first fight that Kai and Aichi had, it's only after that things start to deviate on completely different tangents. But the difference comes from the very moment they stand up the Vanguard, because Aichi was using Grime as his first Vanguard, and Kai was using Undo. So that's where it starts to differ a bit, but then after that they came back together when they both write to their respective Vanguards, and after that it went on completely different tangents. Characters not appearing in either the anime or the manga will appear, and then different things will happen, and basically everything was just not the same. Ibuki comes in a lot earlier in the manga, not like Vanguard G or Neon Messiah. But there are characters that are exclusive to these counterparts. So I think this is a very nice reboot for that lah. They can finally follow the manga for this.
Indeed. W Session comments breaking news on April 17th. Bushiroad Japan is actually going to announce some sort of new restriction list for premium NG formats.
Right,
Yep.
that is something that I'm excited to see. But we'll see what happens then. April 17th. Oh gosh. Okay,
Yeah, and they actually tell quite a bit of things about like the gift markers on, for example, like dominations on lock in the live stream as well. So for lock, they say if you have a marker already there and a unit is locked, the marker will not go away; it will stay there.
Yes.
And
I
then
would guess
for domination, because the marker is saying it gives power during your turn, something like that.
Yeah.
So if your opponents control your unit, then they won't have the marker, because the marker is like on
Not yours.
it's for you.
Yes.
So it's not actually their turn, and the circle is not theirs, I think. So they won't get the power.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yep.
Yes.
And also one more thing about the marker is that for fronts, I think you can put it on the Vanguard circle, right?
Yes, false.
Yes, you can.
And for fronts, you give power to all front row units, so that if you are in Legion, both unit will get the power.
Oh, now that is interesting.
That is very, very interesting.
It
So
gives
we might
Legion a whole
actually
new
see-
reason to repent. Yeah.
Yeah, we might actually see a resurgence in Legion decks in premium.
Oh no. Prominence glare.
Brian and his prominence glare, yes.
40k explosion blue, 2 criticals you cannot gut. Oh, okay, protect.
It's gonna be more than that at that point in
Yeah,
time.
and well, about protects,
Yes.
they also sell. They also say that Daikaisa can kill it. I think.
Oh yes, definitely. That one is for
Yes,
sure.
definitely.
But the problem, the question still stays: is it considered a grade, or is it considered something that can bypass grade restrictions?
That they didn't tell, like exactly. They just say if that can Daikaisa like kill it, and so far it says.
Why
so.
are the Japanese so stupid? Why are they not asking such a basic fundamental question? I hate them now. Anyway.
You know what really grinds my rear, guys?
The
Bushido
Japanese.
not clearing up.
No, the Japanese, that's why.
Oh, wow, that just sounds racist after that. So
Yes, I am. Okay, anyway. Alright, so now I guess now we can move on to the main ruling changes. For the imaginary gift, they are replacing where the strike zone once was. So there'll be no more G units unless it's the premium format, which I'm not too sure where it will be, but we shall see. But there is a ruling saying that the sleeves used for the gift markers has to be different from your main deck, which in a way it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't. I prefer it to be different, so that I won't just mix them up somehow.
That is true. That is true. That's why I say it's a good thing. What about you, Kat?
Okay, so in terms of the imaginary markers being in the position where the G zone is, right? I think as long as your strides, your G units, and your markers are different sleeve, I think it's fine for them existing in the same location, and players will most likely just separate the two anyway. So you know, it's not really that much big of a deal, also.
Okay. So that's all.
Yeah, that's true. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I have to
All right.
do, so.
Personally, I think that it's a good thing because, like what Aegis Mark II said, you don't really want to confuse anything. But it is a bad thing also because for Protect is the only one where you add the gift marker to your hand for protection, and your opponent will know anyway what you have in your hand. And if they are playing something that destroys your hand, like Nubatama, you're gonna cry.
Yeah.
The first thing they will shoot off, Protect. No.
Wait. Something just scary just came to mind with force. You dominate your opponent's unit that has the force gift on it.
No, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's already been
that's
addressed
okay.
because it's during
I
your
see.
opponent's turn. It's not your turn, so it doesn't work.
Don't
Don't worry, they thought through this, but they did not think through the Protect thing.
That is true.
You know what really grabs my rear guards?
Alright. Okay, so everything else that's listed on this is what we've already described. The triggers being 10k, the rechanging of the phrasing of the words for their skills, the iconography of all the soul blast, counter blast, and all that as well. Now, here's the one ruling change, the first one that we're going to address, which is how you shuffle your deck when you start the game.
Yeah, the mulligan.
The mulligan. So basically, the how it is right now is that you draw 5, you choose any number that you want to discard, return back to the deck, you shuffle, and then you redraw again.
Yep.
After the change, right, it will now be you draw 5, you choose whatever number you want to send back to the deck, you send them to the bottom instead. You draw the same number at 5, and then you shuffle.
Yes.
What do you guys think about that?
Okay, I think it's alright because this prevents you from doing a secondary shuffle and potentially cheating a second time. But yeah, that's about it. There's really not much I can say. To me, it's still the same thing.
What about you, Aegis?
Well, I think they are trying to sort of catching up with some like big card games on the way that they do mulligans. That's why they try to put things to the bottom. But then we know like the Vanguard is very easy to actually official stack cards.
Yes.
So they need to add in a shuffle so that you won't just put whatever you want in bottom of the deck and it just keep recycling.
Yeah. The only thing that counts now is the first shuffle, and that's about it.
Yeah. That was as you said, it actually reduces the chances of drawing the cards that you've returned. So.
Well, that is true as well. But unless you draw you send back 2 triggers and then the top of the decks are 2 triggers, then yeah, that's where you suck them. But you are right. It reduces the chance of drawing the same cards. Yes.
Yeah. So it's funny because Shadow Kata actually asked on the chat, can Shirani Rene call the marker card?
The what? Shiranu is Rene, is it? Call the
Rene,
marker card.
That we do not know.
We do not
That we
know.
do not
That
know.
is something the Japanese did not address also.
But Noatama is actually not listed under any of the 3 just yet. they are one of the question marks that's listed on the Japanese website at the moment. So
Yes, but we shall see. Not everything has been announced yet. This is all that we have for the moment.
yes, indeed. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next ruling change that they have is actually G assist.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, this is the part where we can actually really go into a Grides by Regards video. At least
Yes.
them still will also. So Dexter, I'll let you take this to explain the new G assist. So.
All right. Before the change originally for G assist is that during your turn, if you cannot ride up, you open the, you look at the, you review your hand, then you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you choose one card, choose up to one card among them with a grade higher than your current Vanguard. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. If you do add it to your hand, they have to remove 2 cards from your hand and 2 cards from your G zone, and then the rest will continue as per normal. But after they change, instead of the 2 G units, you only need to remove 2 cards from your hand. Now that is a good thing for a few reasons. One, you do not really affect your G zone, because I'm pretty sure by now every single card in your G zone counts. But yeah, that's about it, because I don't think you're going to use all of them in one game anyway, unless you're draggy like us.
Draggy indeed. So
yeah, and also because the new standard format doesn't have G units, so they are changing this kind of ruling to accommodate to that as well. So at least if you miss a ride up, you can still perform GSAs and not affect anything. It'd be stupid if you remove gift markers, but that's a different story. Now,
indeed. So.
Yes, but the thing I do not I feel that it doesn't really change much, because as we all know, Vanguard is a game where hand size determines pretty much everything. So if you perform G assist and you drop 2 cards, it still doesn't really change the fact that you are crippled already. And most of the time, it is not your fault that you can't ride up. So instead of removing 2 cards from your hand, this is what Cap suggested. It's either you remove 2 G units or you remove 2 cards from your hand. That's it. You can choose either one. At least you have a choice. But for me, I still think that the G assist can be further improved upon. I'm not too sure if we actually mentioned this in our previous videos or what. But my suggestion for a G assist change is that if you can't ride up, I think you search until you. Oh, I can't remember exactly what was it. Yeah, I can't exactly remember. Yeah, I can't exactly remember what it is. But I did mention there was a ruling whereby I suggested whereby if you can write, you must write, no matter what. This is to prevent grid locking and all. But in this case, I don't think this is an issue anymore. It's more of your hand size being crippled because of G assist. So there has to be something else that can sort of potentially reduce this, especially since it's not your fault, and still continue the game as per normal. So yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, we have to give a moment of silence. We need to press F to pay our respects to Sibris.
Ah, yes.
Because of the new rulings that they have for what's that? Hang on.
For striding.
Yeah, for striding as well. So but we get to that. Right now we have to address the next part, which is actually the calling of the Guardians. Now, remember when you said that you asked whether if it counts as a grade 1 or above or any type of grade? Because here's the thing, they've changed the ruling for the Guardian. Now it is that you can guard with any card in your hand regardless of your Vanguard's power.
Your grade, the grade.
You regard your Vanguard's grade. So
Yes.
if you're grade 0, you can still call a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 to defend yourself against the attacks that are coming in also.
Yep. You don't have to wait till, even if you're stuck at grade 0. I think this also helps for people who are grade lock, because for some reason they are like, say, grade 2 and they cannot write to grade 3. Grade 0 they cannot write to grade 1, but you have a PG in your hand for some odd reason. You can still use the PG. Or maybe because you don't want to write your only PG, and your opponent's already like, say, grade 3 and you're attacking relentlessly, you're only at like 6k defense. You can now use the PG to protect yourself and save one damage away.
So far, I got 3 Fs to pay respects for Sabreeze in the chat right now. So
keep those Fs coming, man. We're gonna drop the F bomb soon.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna drop the F bomb soon. But I guess, what do you think about the Guardians now? You can guard with any card in your hand right now.
Well, it's sort of making you survive a little bit longer, but then if you really can't get your grades, then it's usually the game
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
well, at least you can save yourself and not like make it one-sided, especially for entertainers like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So at least we can actually make the fight worth a damn. So without being restricted to, oh, I cannot call my grade 2, I cannot call my PG to defend myself just because I'm stuck at grade 0.
Yeah, that is very
And
sad.
all right, then we come to the part where we actually have to why I said the part about Sabreeze, because Shadow Carter actually said I see half enough for Sabreeze. Half of the playbase still like Sabreeze. Here's the reason why Sabreeze is going to die, because the change for striding right now is you can normal stride when each Vanguard is at grade 3 or
Yep.
more. Now the change is that come May, when you are striding right, both players need to be at grade 3, or the turn fighter's Vanguard is grade 3 from the start of his turn.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So that what that means is that you, if your opponent's already at grade 3 and you're at grade 2, you start your turn, you draw, you ride to grade 3, you cannot immediately strike anymore. So now we have the
Yes.
first turn advantage, which, if you ask me, usually is the case. First turn players usually have a bit more advantage, but for Vanguard it was different for striding until now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Aegis,
The
do you have
question I
anything
should
to say?
ask,
What?
the question I should ask to Aegis specifically, do
Yep.
you actually play Sabreeze in your regular games?
Some of them, but because I don't actually play tournaments that much and playing with friends most of the time, so I don't actually need it, but in some decks I do.
Okay, so
okay.
basically high five as well, because we've never played Sabreeze since its inception at all.
Yeah, we don't. Not
Yeah,
say it doesn't
because-
help us, because it's just your opponent's already getting punished for not being able to do anything because they can't ride up, and you want to punish them even more. I don't think that's good.
Yeah, so if your opponent wants to play that way, then I have ways around it. It's called Limit Break. It's called playing vanilla, the season 1, pure season 1.
It's
I
called
get a
scoop.
lot of people. It's also called Scoop also. But yeah, I mean, the change for Sabreeze being dropped is actually doesn't affect us as much, because we really don't play with Sabreeze all that much to begin with. So
Yeah.
but Shizaku likes to point out that G Guardians will only work when both players are at grade 3, because it's written on the card text.
Yes, correct.
During the live stream, did they mention anything about that, or is it the same?
I didn't hear anything about G Guardians.
God damn it.
That's another thing they didn't address. You know what requires America?
We can go back to that, but really, these are the questions that needs to be answered, because this is the
Yes.
information that people need to know.
Yes, Mr. Nihonjin people, why are you not being smart for once?
I think it's just that 1 or 2 Nihonjin people, I believe. So
Oh,
I
you
won't name names.
Nihonjins, can't you see? Can't you see? We are getting screwed by your incompetency. Oh my gosh. Okay, before we all die from laughter, let's move on to the final part of the ruling change, which is for once per turn. There is a change for that, because initially once per turn is thought to be as long as you fulfill the condition for the once per turn, it is activated and you cannot use it anymore. Like, say for example, Magnum Assault is the best, I guess it's still the best example for this. His condition is when this unit attacks the Vanguard, if it's boosted, you may pay the cost, which is Counter Blast 1. If you do, stand it plus 2k. So as long as you fulfill the condition by attacking the Vanguard, the once per turn is already activated, and if you don't pay the cost for it, you cannot use it anymore. But now with the new change, you can activate it as long as you pay the cost. It's not a forced activation anymore. So as long as you pay the cost, you are already using it. If not, then it's fine. So for Lambros players, or for players who are using Thavas, Lambros, or Alexandros, right?
Yep.
I'm getting right, yeah.
Alexander's.
Rejoice, because Magnum Assault is now becoming a staple in the deck.
Yes,
Or you can use
because
Elevate,
now you don't have to do any sort of weird things to it. You can just be straight direct, because
Yes.
when you use Magnum Assault, you can attack the Vanguard, but you don't pay the Counter Blast.
Yeah.
And then you attack with Lambros, you restand
The column, if
Magnum
you
Assault. Then the whole column if you want to. Then you attack with Magnum Assault again, boosted. You can pay the Counter Blast after that, compared to what you can do right now, which is you can't even pay it because you missed the timing to pay the cost to use the skill.
Correct. So basically, once per turn means if you can pay it, you use it. If you can't, that's fine. Use it later.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for cards that actually say stuff like even if you do not pay the cost, the ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn, that is considered
Once per turn.
errata out already. So yeah, so cards like Crayon Tiger, which might say as such, actually it doesn't apply to them anymore come May.
Yes, correct.
Um,
Okay, Shizaku, I don't know. What did you hear? I totally didn't say anything. But Philippe Miguel, wrong. Believe in My Existence is sung by Jam Project. The first Reboot opening is sung by Rosalia, aka the band that the vocal is Aiba Aina. So they're different. I know because I followed them. Anyway. so anyway, for all these ruling changes, they will be in effect. They will be effective starting from the 1st of May. With all the regulations coming in as well. So this is where all of you, I would suggest you all prepare for the new format. If you're going back to premium, then yeah, that's fine too. You can do whatever you want. It's fine. But if you want to play standard format, these are the things that you also need to take note of in addition to whatever rulings that the new imaginary gift will be bringing to us.
Indeed. So Believe My Sister has been sung by Rosalia too. Interesting. No,
it's sung by Jam Project.
Yes, it's sung by Jam Project. Two totally different bands.
Yes,
simply
correct.
put. Yeah.
Okay,
So that pretty much covers most of the
yes.
things. The rest is actually just Q&A. Those are the most important ruling changes. Is there anything that we missed out, I guess, to your knowledge?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any other rulings that we missed out? Any important ones that we should highlight?
I think most of them are covered. Just a little bit on the gift marker. So far, they didn't set a limit on the markers that you can have.
Oh, really?
Was it 3?
Yeah. No, they didn't say you have a limit that you must have or you can't be more of. But then they just tell you don't make a whole big stack to disturb the game. That's all they
I would
ask.
say the maximum is 4 because that's how many times you can write with the gift marker. I don't know. But
Well, you can have like a lot of grade phrase, and every time you write, you gain a marker. So
yeah, that's right.
Essentially, Morikawa deck.
Oh no. Morikawa trial deck confirmed.
Okay. Vinay asked, does one clan only have an imaginary gift, or can we mix and match?
Clans only have specific imaginary gifts. Like say for example, if the clan you're playing is belongs to one category, then you can only have imaginary markers of that category.
yeah, but there may be changes afterwards because it's just starting. So
Yeah, they might introduce like, oh, this particular grade 3 can actually give you the gift of protect marker, that kind of thing. So I can see them doing that down the line just to give more variety to a deck also.
Yes, correct.
So yeah,
Oh wow.
pretty much it. So all right. So at this point in time, this is where we can start bringing in some of the regular, some of you guys in as well. So if you guys want to be part of the discussion, we can just pretty much talk about it. Do join us on Discord. Join one of the voice chats, and then we'll slowly start bringing you in right now. So the first person I'm going to bring in right now is actually one of the rear guards, one of our longest rear guards since we started the Discord server, which is Shizaku. So we're going to bring him and get his thoughts on everything that we've just discussed. So give me a second. Hi, Shizaku.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream.
Oh no.
Hey, so all right, so Shizaku, we just pretty much discussed all of the new changes about the reboot for Vanguard, game wise and enemies. What do you think so far?
I don't know.
Well, that's a good start.
That's a good start. We all are very unsure about it, which is I think that's how everybody started when the news of the reboot dropped. Am I correct?
I would think so, yes.
Yep.
Indeed. So, but is there any concerns that you guys might have in terms of the reboot?
I feel like it's rebooting it from the very beginning would kind of deter veterans, and that could cause some problems.
Deterring veterans. I wouldn't say so myself because, okay, I can't say for myself because I'm not a veteran, but Gabby is happy.
I'm only happy. I'm only happy because of the fact that the boosting makes sense.
I knew it. I knew it.
Like finally. So, but okay. Okay. For me, game wise, right. The only problem that I see is that they revert back. After these first 4 months, they're gonna revert back to the way that they've always done boosting previously. Then it's just gonna go up to this boss gonna have 5 clans, then 6 clans, then back to 8 clans, and then they're just gonna focus more on the story instead of actually making sure that the game is balanced out and fun.
Yeah, correct. The power creep might just come back again. That's what I fear.
And any fears that you have, I guess?
Well, I don't actually fear about the reboot. Of course, anime-wise, it's good to see the old cast again because first season always my favorite. But then TCG-wise, I think they can just basically put a new storyline and use the same thing and it will work fine, and I don't think people will like so surprised that are you rebooting again, something like that.
Yeah,
it runs the risk of people thinking they are running out of ideas, I feel.
Maybe
that is true, but then again, they've always stolen their ideas from other things, like say yeah, that's one as well. Okay, Vinay asks in the chat, do you think the G units will ever come back?
They might a long time in the future, but as of now, no. Probably something different, but not.
Yeah, and in the Bushido stream, they did say they don't have plans yet, so don't expect them in a year.
Thank God.
Like if anything, they'll just be putting them in fighters collections. If anything.
I'd say the fighters collection would be something special. Maybe like say a new of the same Vanguard. Say for example, maybe a new alpha with a different ability and maybe a different imagery. I don't know, but probably something different.
All right. Right, gonna bring another regard right now. This is another one of our old long-time supporters, which is Ram. So I'm gonna bring him right now.
Hi, Ram.
Hi, Ram. Welcome to the stream. Is his microphone on? Hi.
Cricket.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Okay, we can hear you. Cool.
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you. So, all right. So, some of the questions you guys can post questions on the chat, then we will answer them as well.
Yep.
One of the questions that I want to bring up, Red Sion asked, will Link Joker get a new gift exclusively? Now, I don't think they will because it's been established that those 3 are going to be the case. However, what do you think of them introducing a new category for like say new clans, so a new imaginary gift?
I honestly think that it wouldn't happen. That's how I feel. Yeah.
What do you guys? Everybody else?
Yeah, I think it might happen as well.
No, I'm not on board with that.
What was the question again?
Would they introduce a new gift down the line? Like
a new category apart from Force, Protect, and Excel.
They say that Shooting Star and Universe are actually going to come out down the line. Do you think they'll be sorted into 3, or they're going to make a new category out of it and then start reshuffling everybody accordingly?
I'm gonna anticipate if they ever do a new gift, it's gonna be the final boss's gift, and
the final what?
Final boss.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed. So, okay, I had this theory that's going on in my head, and I've talked to it with a few people. While we haven't seen the anime just yet, how it resolves, but do you think the reboot is because Gize lost and he's salty as AF?
So he resetted the whole universe?
Yeah, he rebooted the entire universe because he got salty.
That is dumb.
It is dumb, but would that like what do you guys think of the idea?
My guess is that using their overstride ability, they erase Geese from existence, and which also erases Messiah in a way, and then it like changes the time alterations. I do agree, but then again, you have to consider that this is in the timeline whereby Aquaforce was never sealed. I mean, Aquaforce is already here in season 1 when he wasn't in the anime in the first place. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry.
No, no, go ahead. So.
Geese itself is the void. So if he never existed, Aquaforce was never sealed away.
Never sealed, right? I guess that would make sense.
W Slasher says reboot happened because Fangirls wants to see more Kaichi cross, more Kaichis.
Well, I wouldn't be
March
surprised if
maybe.
they're doing that just for this. I honestly don't. Then Link Joker
Yeah,
never exists. Yes and no, maybe, because don't forget, Link Joker is not just made out of Star Vaders, which is basically what the Void was. They also contain the Messiahs and the Deleters. So it also makes sense that they still exist and not exist at the same time, which is why Ibuki was in the manga a lot earlier than he was in the anime, and what he played was from the very start Deleters. So I guess that kind of makes sense too.
Also, Link Joker in lore-wise was originally made of 3 different planets. So the Void taking control of those planets could just in this alternate world, the units that were taken over could have just been normal and not as starvating.
Starvading.
Starvading.
Yeah, that does make sense too. Starvading.
Okay, this is a very interesting comment from Gunmetal Gladius. I want to say that Chaos Breaker knew all this was going to happen, hence calling Aichi and Kai prayer granters.
Oh, is that what he said in the anime?
I don't know, but it just ran that thought that because Chaos Breaker was possessing a trap the entire time, so that's why he ended up rebooting the entire thing so that they can fit all the traps and the fangles.
That's actually no, that's a term from the units of Cray for Psyqualia users. They call them prayer granters because they hear the prayers from the cards.
Okay. I learned something new today. So
That's interesting. Yes.
all right. Let me just pull up the list of all the cards that all the clans that are sorted into their respective things, and let's see if we can speculate some of the clans that are not listed here, and kind of like speculate where they might be, whether they be Force, Exile, Force, and Protect. Now I'll start off with the first one that's off the top of my head, Nubatama. Which of the 3 do you think they were going to?
Nubatama. I'd say they will go under Excel.
Everybody else?
Force for me.
I feel like front because of the shadow clones.
Wait, what? That's front?
Front?
What's front? You mean the trigger?
Yeah, the trigger. Oh wait. Whoops.
Shadow Cutter says Protect or Excel.
Okay. Excel.
I'd rather go for Force.
Okay. Aegis?
Well, first, I don't think it will be Protect because they do care about their hand size.
Yes.
So if they ride and they ruin their hand size, I think that will ruin their game already.
I agree.
I would say
yeah.
Yeah, I would say that they might end up being Force because of the way that they go, if they're going with the Dominate route. But if they are going with the After Image route, they might end up being more towards Excel, actually, I believe.
Actually, I feel that Dominate would work better with Excel than with Force. If it's After Image, then Force, yes, it makes sense. But if it's Dominate, then Excel just gives them more opportunities to dominate. Because you have more rear guards to attack your Vanguard with, and your opponent has to drop more cards. So I think that would make a bit more sense too.
All right. Indeed. So, all right. I'll just limit some of the clans right now because we are absolutely going to know what they're going to be. Gopade is confirmed going to be in Excel. Am I correct? Everybody agrees?
Well, that's at least what I feel.
What does everybody think?
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can also be Force as well because they always good at gaining power.
That's true, but don't forget, Force only happens during your turn. It wouldn't make sense for them to have Force for defensive purposes. Which doesn't make sense for Protect as well.
Go Paladin is not about defensive, it's all about calling units and keep attacking.
Correct. If you're gonna use who is that again? If you're gonna use Blonde Azor, I'd say Excel makes a lot more sense because that gives him 2k more.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Everybody else is having differing opinions like Go Paladin is force. Grammatically, this is protect for Go Paladin.
That's not actually far off, if you ask me. It is still, they still play defensively too, if you think about it. Not saying just Gurgwit, but I'd say Azel as well. Azel has some protective capabilities too.
Indeed. Then we can confirm that Genesis might be protect.
Yes, I
Safe to
feel.
say.
But there is also a very high chance that it will be under force.
I feel like
Well,
it's
so-
under.
No, go ahead.
I feel like it's under protect because there are a lot of cards that look at the hand in like Genesis and Oracle Think Tank and whatnot. So if they count hand size by doing protect, that protect card adds to hand size.
I guess so.
Genesis.
But don't forget,
Force
Genesis is a very tricky one because it is the one clan that is like original and not original at the same time.
That is true.
It like does everything, but a lot worse.
Yeah, that is quite true also, which means that with the way that we're discussing this, right, it turns out as if like we might not be able to make a definitive list over like which clan is going to go into what.
I wouldn't be surprised if it
So-
fits everything. It's like
Yeah.
one single like 3 different grade 3s for Genesis with 3 different types.
Yeah.
I
That
wouldn't be
was
surprised.
that was actually says girl clans equals protect because stereotypes.
So does that mean Bermuda will get protect too?
Protect the idols.
Mamore ganbarimasu.
Because we addressed it before you guys came in, so I'll address it to you guys right now. What do you guys think about the Bermuda Triangle animation coming out?
I don't know.
What do you guys think the content will be like? Is it gonna be like a bunch of people playing Bermuda, or is it gonna be like the Bermuda Triangle idols themselves?
Well, they might actually use the manga sort of way about talking about units.
So it's
Yeah, so-
it's the law basically.
It's
Right.
the idol, so the
Ah.
law and it being an idol show. Ram, what do you think?
Performances. Lots and lots of them.
See, we have the same mindset. That means we're gonna see Prism or Duo or Chojo albums coming very soon.
Oh god.
Oh no,
God.
Hibiki is running out of idols now. Is that why they're having so many problems recruiting seiyus in Japan because of this? Can you imagine Chocho Tiroa having like this very prominent voice, and all of a sudden everyone else that's under her has this like new and upcoming voice actresses. Oh my goodness.
W Session says that the Bermuda anime is a love life killer.
That's ironic
gonna
because
kill
they're killing their own franchise.
Yeah, that is the ironic part also.
Can you imagine, right, the anime for Bermuda Triangle being so popular they come out with a mobile rhythm game for it too?
Oh wow. Oh no.
Oh god.
What's next?
The opportunities of
Yeah, the
the
opportunities.
opportunities
Yeah.
of them marketing in that to the ground will be very prominent.
So what's
We're
next?
just gonna laugh and laugh and laugh.
What's next? Cross collaboration between Love Life and Bang Dream 2. I can imagine like Tira banging the drums and then NG on the mic. Good lord. Their idols not banned.
Give them ideas.
Huh?
Give them ideas. W Session says.
Now don't worry, they don't listen to us at all, so we can say
Yeah,
whatever
if
the
they
hell we
listen
want.
to us in the past, why would they listen to us right now? So
Exactly.
all we know is just how to make dad jokes and Grimes by Regards videos and Vanguard versus Yu-Gi-Ohs and all. That's all we know how to do.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I kind of want a Macross
Macross.
anime. Like, so they'll show the Bermuda Triangle units as the main characters, but when they sing, they power up other units, and then like during the changes of history within Cray from the card fights of the main characters.
Oh god,
And
no.
so-
What, they're gonna fly on the Wyvern strikes from the Dragon Empire and then singing so that the Royal Paladins get a boost in power apart from whatever boost that they're already getting.
Why not?
That is true. But,
If that is the case, I expect to see tomato ketchup in Cray too.
how many we want to see Heyo Pineapple actually in the Bermuda anime?
What's
Which
next?
is
The three Apple sisters and then the pencil koala.
No,
PPAP.
it's an army of Spike Brother Adelaides just coming across the mountain.
Bermuda Triangle touring
No.
in Dark Zone, featuring special guest Adelaide, Chengga Adelaide.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
We all know that one person who will never watch it then.
Oh dear God.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, before we go too far around too far away from the main topic, let's get back into it. Let's think of another clan. How about, okay, since we were on the topic before, Link Joker, what do you think it belongs in?
Protect.
I say the same.
Protect will make sense because Late Joker is originally designed as a defensive clan. They're supposed to lock down your opponent's regard so that they have less units to attack you.
Yep.
So Protect actually does make a lot of sense. Okay. Will our videos in the future be standard or premium? We'll try to do standard, but most likely they're gonna be mostly premium because we've been playing for a long time already. So
Yeah. We can try to do both
yes.
actually. Just maybe either alternate between two or just whatever we want.
Oh, one thing about Late Joker we have to keep in mind: these are gonna be deleters. That's gonna have the imaginary gift.
Oh yeah,
Not Star
deleters.
Invaders.
Yes,
Ah.
deleters. In
Oh.
that case, I would say false.
I mean, Star Raiders come before deleters.
Yeah, but the one that.
but if
what
they're
was
following the
portrayed
manga,
in
then yeah, if they're following the manga, then Ibuki will come in with deleters instead.
Oh, okay.
indeed. So
I'd say false.
if it's deleters, then I would say. No, I would not say force. I would say XL.
Excel.
Because your
How to
Vanguard
end your
is
game in 5
deleted.
minutes?
Yeah, basically how to end a game for minutes in that regard. But it also makes sense in that regard. So
I guess so. I guess.
what do you think, Aegis? What do you think?
Well, I mean, Excel is a good one, but it could also be Protect because they are hitting so hard and using all their hands, giving them some kind of protection to make them more complete. Not like at the first time deleters come out, you delete your opponent, you do the attacks, and then it's just back to normal.
Yeah, that's true.
That is quite true. So, but I guess we have to wait and see. Okay. One last clan that we should do with this. So before we end off this discussion.
Yes, Neo Nectar.
Gear Chronicle.
Oh, Gear Chronicle.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Fine.
Two.
Okay.
Gear Chronicle and Neo Nectar. We'll
Yes.
address those two.
Okay, so we start with Gear Chronicle first. What do you guys think will be?
Force.
Force.
Yes, it's Force 2.
Boss.
Here's the thing about it. Most of the protagonist clans are under Force. So if going just by that line, Gear Chronicle is going to be in there too. But I honestly cannot see them being any others because XL is just going to make Gear Chronicle even more OP, if you think about it. They have 6 rearguard circles to play with, and the time leap opportunities are just way off the charts. And for Protect, it didn't really make sense because they have high defense anyway. With
Indeed.
Arlim, with Uluru, with whoever the hell that is, and Uluru, because they're both of them. Uluru,
Yeah.
yes. So
Right.
yeah, I think we're all in a common agreement that Gear Chronicle should belong to Force. So what about Neo
Yes.
Nectar? What do you guys think?
XL.
Axel.
Yes, same.
I guess we're unanimous on that part.
Yes.
So, I was just gonna highlight a comment from Red Sion. You guys talk about the changing of the rock paper scissors thing to decide who goes first and second. I don't know if you're talking about in game as well, but yeah, I what do you guys think? Whether if there should be the current way that they decide who goes first is the winner goes first, or should the winner decide who goes first?
Good question. Because most of the card games we know the winner gets to decide who goes first and who goes second. But for Vanguard, it's always the winner goes first. What do you guys think?
I think it's good to keep it as it is, just to make the game different.
I guess so, but if your luck
I
is
guess.
naturally good with rock, paper, scissors, then yeah, it wouldn't make so much sense.
Well, but you can always choose to use maybe like a dice roll in some other countries. So
Yeah, that is true too, but then again, the luck factor, as well as like, you know how D&D, right? Some people can roll a natural 0 for some reason.
True.
Mhm.
By the way,
I-
that doesn't exist. Just saying.
Most, yeah, Shushi Tre says that most people he knows actually uses dice roll to decide who goes first. Because
Yeah,
it's much
a lot of
easier
people.
according to him.
And
Mm.
yeah, it's more varied too because most people will roll a 20-side die, and there's more like it's easier to decide who goes first because there's so many variables. Rock paper scissors is just 3 times 3, 9 different permutations. That's it.
Indeed. So,
Oh my god, why am I
Uh,
calculating like that? Sorry.
right hand Jonah Andrew asks, what about Angel Feather? Which category? Confirm XL.
mm,
If that is, they're only in the
I would say
graveyard side.
protect. I would say protect.
Protect because the nurse stuff.
Not just that, because if you give Excel to Angel Feather, you can imagine how meta Gavril will be.
But
Oh,
yeah.
who was playing Angel Feather in the manga? Was it
In
Suiko
the
still?
manga, no, Suiko
It was
wasn't. I think.
Suiko and the Spyro hair girl.
Wait, Suiko is a spiral hair girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
what's
Wait,
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Suiko's
she
down
she was playing. Yeah, she was
It's
playing
Reka.
that. Reka, is it? Oh yeah, Reka.
Yes, the
Yeah, Corinne is the only one that played Go Paladin.
Royal originally.
Yeah, original.
Yeah,
Royal.
but-
Then she changed to Azel.
I would Brian also foresee that Cory will actually be playing Go Paladin in the reboot. So
Because there's currently no one. If you are discounting IG, she's the only one that plays Go Paladin too. And in the manga, she's seeing her head on blonde Hazel is just so weird.
oh, do you think they will
Oh,
adopt
wow.
the way that they're doing with G right now, whereby if it's a male character write up to a female character, and then the face of the male character will be on the female character?
I pray to Messiah that doesn't happen.
Because I have seen that in the manga with Miwa when he wrote to was it Miss Splendor? I think.
I think so. Yeah,
Is it no
Mr.
grapple
yeah,
unit?
it was weird.
Yeah, it's just
That
kind of
happened
disturbing.
before,
seeing-
actually.
Which
That happened
one?
before.
Did it?
Who?
Antero.
Antero.
Antero. Was
But-
it?
First
Antero-
fight with Asha.
But
Yeah, but
Miguel
Ma-
is a guy.
Miguel is a guy.
Eagles guy, but the strike unit is a female.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah.
remember?
No, well, they both look kind of androgynous. So what the hell? But yeah, that does make
like
sense.
to point out they did it with Luna and Harry. So, but
Oh, yeah,
the
they
thing
did.
is with girls on guys is generally like it's nothing to us, but guys on girl riding.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wrong, but basically a guy riding a female unit or striding to a female unit. So.
Can you imagine someone uses Adelaide as the first Vanguard, and it's a guy?
At this point in time, I just wish that they actually would reboot Adelaide and actually make her like a first Vanguard. Actually, so
Not just first
and make
Vanguard,
a-
something like a G Guardian.
not just G Guardian, but just at least a unit that you can ride up to, and then later make it so good of a skill that even Ben cannot ignore.
Or he has no choice but to play it now.
Indeed. So, all right. I think we've pretty much reached close to the end of our live stream discussion. Also,
Mhm.
but is there any other things that you guys want to bring up for discussion? Current reboot or anything?
Well, I'm waiting to see Daigo to get onto the anime again.
Kaiko in the anime again.
I would say it's not gonna happen because he didn't appear in the manga for one, and I think he doesn't impact the story as much now. I feel.
Wasn't there news said out that Daigo might appear again?
Oh, God damn it! Who was it?
Was it? No.
Well,
was
he
it?
is back to promoting Vanguard, so
Oh,
God
okay,
damn
okay. Which means you say
Oh, no.
Sentry Guard again. Also.
Oh no! Sentry guard with a what? With a protect gift? Oh hell no!
Oh,
No, worse,
it's probably-
Excel.
It's gonna be
Excel, superior call onto the gift marker, a great one. Oh no!
Oh no!
Axel.
Oh yeah, Excel, hell. Oh my
Wow,
god.
there's a lot of things. But anything else, guys?
Nope, nothing from me.
Suzaku?
Not that comes to mind.
Nebza?
Nope, I've got nothing.
You've got nothing. Okay, I pretty much have nothing as well, so I guess we can end it right now. So, for you guys that actually expecting Leon, Leon actually sends his apologies. He's actually been delayed at work, so he actually has to stay back and finish up the work that he does. So that's why he wasn't able to join us here today. So,
Yep.
Dexter, did you want stands to remain? Vinay asked.
Honestly, I do, because stands give a much better element of surprise than any other trigger does. Draw is just, oh, you draw one. Critical means, oh, you take one more. Heal is like, oh, okay, I gotta hit you more. But stand is like, oh, I did not see it coming. You know, so nice segue. But I feel that okay. I think the reason why is because they might want to give Nova Grapplers back their original characteristic, which is to restand their rear guards. But if you ask me, stand triggers is something that I really like using. I've been preaching stand triggers like for God knows how long. And by God knows how long, I mean a year.
He basically took over preaching stands long before me and Dryer are done talking about it also.
Yeah, exactly. I think it also adds a bit more of a strategy, and like I said, the elements of surprise, because back then, before the front trigger came out, normally how we teach new people to Vanguard is you attack with one side first, then you attack with the Vanguard, and then whatever trigger that you have, you pump onto the other side. But with strength triggers, it means that you can restand any attack again. It gives me more chances to attack. But with the new one, that's not gonna happen because it's now gone. With front triggers, like I mentioned in the stream earlier, it gives you a whole front row plus 10k, but that also means your attack pattern has to change. You now have to attack either with the Vanguard, or you can go back to the same thing and waste one perfectly good 10k, which I feel is really dumb if you think about it. And it makes the game a lot more predictable too. You take Vanguard, oh, okay, he's probably going to play crits and fronts, so I got for more for that. Or I just no got.
Oh, I forgot to ask, did the stream actually address what happens to the previous triggers? Will they be up to, will the guards and the triggers be up to 10k as well? For the older
no,
cards?
they say the triggers will follow the power on the printed card. So the old cards will not suddenly pump to 10k. No.
Battle spirits.
I see.
So whatever you see on the card is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
As long as the same 4 copy per card rule stays.
Yeah, 4 copies per card will stay.
That means you cannot play the new Epona with the old Epona. Not like you want to play the old one because, you know.
10k triggers. So if you're playing vanillas at that point in time, also. Okay, this is got me Pale Moon Phantom Thieves. Technically speaking, since Dempster sold his Pale Moon deck to Brian, I'm the last living Pale Moon Phantom Thief right now.
Yeah, I basically got shot by Akechi.
Indeed. So, all right. Let me just pass the board around. Aegis, what do you feel about the stand triggers at the point in time, and do you think we'll see them down the line with the reboot?
Well, in the stream, they did say they don't have plans about stand triggers yet, so I would say for now it won't come up. But then it's also understandable because if we look at like the first set to somewhere like 8 to 9 about the limit breaks, that most of the people are not using stand triggers at all. It's like when they are getting into G errors, they think not many people using stand triggers. So we give them effects, making them more useful, and then people start using it, and that's like a crowd. So I think they take that into consideration, and they are rebooting, so they know that stand triggers will not be that popular, so they just put in a new trigger trying to get people to use. That's what
This is why we have to preach stand triggers. Everyone's playing 12 grids. I blame
So
the
they feel like-
Japanese.
Yeah. I feel like if anything, they're gonna turn an imaginary gift into, or a stand trigger into an imaginary gift.
Could
for
be.
a-
So
I guess
could
that's the
be.
case.
So before I ask Shizaku the same question, Shadow Kata asked, I wonder if they will limit front triggers to 4 only in the deck. It's been already answered. You can have like 16 front triggers in the deck if you want to. So long as you conform to the 4 in each name and all that also. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Shizaku, I asked you, what do you feel about the current stand triggers right now, and what do you feel about current stand triggers as they exist right now?
I feel like they're fine. Or the current stand triggers, the stand triggers are.
Do you
good
feel that they'll return
respectively.
and things like that?
Yeah, and do you think they will return after the initial run for the season?
I feel like they won't. But again, I also feel like they'll just turn them into imaginary gifts for a certain clan, and that's how we'll get them back. But
I see.
as triggers, not really.
Okay, that makes sense. Rem, what do you think?
No opinion, actually. I'm fine with the front triggers being there. But
Okay.
replacing the stand triggers, a bit questionable for me. I mean, I've
Good.
been living my life for stand triggers in some of the decks I play, and seeing just being removed, yeah, I need to stick to the premium format.
I see. For me personally, I would think that the current stat triggers that we have currently right now are all actually pretty good. The problem is that nobody actually plays them because 12 criticals end the game faster, that blah 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 kind of thing.
Yep.
So the stat triggers as they exist right now are actually pretty good. I don't mind them actually trying to promote the front triggers as they are right now, so that they can like even it out and make it all good as such. And then down the line, I can see them actually printing new stand triggers later down the line. So there'll be 5 trigger choices that you have to choose. So
Yeah.
they're not going to abandon. I don't think that they're going to abandon stand triggers outright. It's just they're going to focus on the new one first. Then once like premium has been merged in the longer G format, then they'll start printing out like stand triggers again according to what they see from their test results or live results as it were. So
Yeah, I agree. I think stands will return, just that for now, they need to promote something new, so they have to take something out. Draw triggers is helpful because, like I said again, this is a game that's entirely based on your hand size. Criticals is an important thing because everyone is playing it, and heal is a staple too because everyone is playing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, in order to, out of all the 4, right, the stand is the least popular, and thus I feel that that's the reason why they take it away, so that they can promote something that everyone can hopefully play, and then bring it back again like much later.
That's what I foresee. So what do you guys think of that?
It's okay.
I guess we just have to leave it at that. So okay, last question we'll take before we will end the live stream right now. So Vinay asks, do you think the game is going to get boring once the new series comes in, and how do you feel about the fact that they are reusing season 1?
Oh, 2 questions. That's interesting. Very, very, very good questions, in fact.
Will the game get boring? No, I don't think it will. Because like the fact that they're going to reboot the series means that we'll get to see some familiar faces once again, and nostalgia will kick in, and we're like, "Oh my god, this unit! It's been a long time since I've seen it."
Yeah,
those kinds of feelings.
nostalgia bias. Yes, that's true. It's a sad thing, but it's something that we all have.
That's why it's called. That's why it's called a nostalgia trip. You literally trip over the nostalgia, then you look at it. Oh, it's like such a good thing. Eventually, you have to move on with life. So
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
But Aegis, what do you think about? Do you think that the game is going to get boring once the new season rolls in? And do you think they what do you think about the fact that they're reusing season 1?
Well, I think I did say about the reuse of season 1 just because I like season 1, so I actually don't mind that. But of course, for the game, it could be just put in some new characters, new storyline, and put the new mechanics in, and it would work just fine. So about the new era, I think it won't be boring, not like the old ones, because they do take notes on what happens in the past, for good, for bad. So they won't just do exactly the same, and we know that the old units will be getting some new skills. Usually they might be similar to the old one, but we can expect some new skills for old units, so I don't think it would be boring at all.
Indeed. So, Suzaku, what do you think?
I feel like it's not going to be as boring as people fear it'll be. Because one, the standard is really just for the new people who have never seen Vanguard before, and the premium is there for all of us. So we will still be able to use our very fun old decks combined with some of the new stuff.
Indeed. So, Dems?
Okay, let me start with the anime first. The game first. whether it will get boring once the new season comes in. No, because I might say it will be boring if they have no new mechanics, but the fact that they do, and it is something none of us actually foresaw, I think it's something that will egg us to try it out and decide for ourselves whether it's going to be boring or not. But from what I see, it's still okay. I like the fact that they are doing it along with rebooting the first season, because the first season is as vanilla as it gets. So they can't do anything that's too crazy like what they did with the Vanguard G series, and that's also the reason why they rebooted, because the G kind of brought everything down to the shitters. So they're trying to revive it by going back to something familiar and then revamping it so that not only new players coming in will familiarize themselves with the game as a whole from the very start as the basic, but also to encourage new players, to encourage veteran players like all of us to continue playing the game, because it's something new. It's something new and familiar at the same time. So it appeals to both target audience, and I think just with that itself, I feel that they are doing a pretty good job for the start. But what happens after that, that is left, that will depend on what they do.
Whatever my answer was is whatever Debster just said. So
Yeah.
not taking the cheap way out, but it's literally my thoughts exactly on that part also.
Yeah, we're both in sync.
So yeah, we're both in sync indeed. All right, so we're gonna be ending the stream now here. Now I'll answer one last question because people are asking this. Where do the extra circles from Excel go? They go into the front row, and they go to the left, and they go basically to the left of your field. So there's actually an extra front row circle next to your left circle. And I think if you have a second one, you put it on the right instead, so that there's enough space for everybody. So there's enough space for everybody for you to put units on there. So
speaking of which, they didn't really elaborate a lot on the Excel. They just focus on force in the official website. So did the stream address any of that, Aegis?
No.
God damn it!
At least I don't.
here we go again. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we just have to leave it up for them to answer down the line. So if they ever will get around to doing that. So,
if it's something
but
that,
I guess
yeah.
if it's something that it needs to be addressed, I think if enough people voice it out, then they will have to address it sometime soon. So.
Yep.
Right. Okay, I think that's we can call it you call it the end for this live stream. So Aegis to Shizaku to Ram, thank you guys for joining us. For Shizaku and Ram, thank you for letting me drag you down here. So
and of course all you guys who are commenting and watching the live stream, thank you all very much. You guys have been sticking around with us for the whole almost 2 hours, and that is a feat that's not easy to do, especially for streams. So thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you for that. So, Aegis, any plugs that you want to put in your channel, any other stuff that you want to highlight?
Well, for now, I think because new stuff are coming, and of course, I will still be playing the game. I'm not like going anywhere, so I will still be doing unboxing. I will still be doing like flight videos. I started to do a little bit more of deck profiles, but I will see about the new season, because I might actually drop something that I don't play a lot. Like Royal Pardon, I might just get a TD and then I will just see how it goes. May not actually build a full deck with Kagero, I will. So yeah,
alright, Suji tries to explain what your channel is. Maybe you can put it down in the comments, the link to them. We'll also put it in our description as well for this.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Okay, so while Aegis is doing that, for those of you who are watching the stream but are not in Discord, feel free to come on over and join us in the discussion. We might be continuing this even after the stream in the Hangout channel. So the links are in the description below for our Discord. So just join in, and if you communicate with us long enough, you might just be promoted to a rearguard. Because getting a rearguard status is not easy. No, just kidding. It's as easy as just talking to us. And the same thing goes for all of our socials. If you haven't followed them, please do so. You are welcome to do so. And of course, if you have Patreon account and you want to support us directly, you can do so over there as well. We'll be doing a lot more of these, especially with the new season coming out, and a lot of new things for Battle Spirits 2. We'll be doing as much as we can about them. So it will help very, very much if you can support us from Patreon too.
Indeed. So, right. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream here, and yeah, just subscribe to us to see more of our fight videos, our unboxing videos and other stuff as well. Follow us on all our socials, Facebook, Twitter. We have a blog on sofagas.com. Do also join us here on Discord as mentioned. And last but not least, as Des mentioned, support us over our Patreon. So with that said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.